my privilege to have on board and welcome 22 Korean War veterans. They're here on an honor flight. Big round of applause for them. They, along with their families, sacrificed a lot for all of us, and we are forever in your debt.
Here come our heroes!
So there was a man named Earl Morse, and Earl worked in a VA hospital in Springfield, Ohio. He had a lot of World War II patients in 2004, and he was talking with them about the World War II memorial, and they were all very excited to come to Washington and see it. A year later, in 2005, when he asked those same patients how many of them had been to Washington, not a single one had been there. And Earl said, that's just unacceptable. And Earl was and still is a pilot. He had a single-engine airplane that could hold 2 passengers. He belonged to a flying club in Ohio, and he recruited 5 of his flying club buddies, and those 6 airplanes took 12 veterans from that hospital to Washington, D.C., and that was the very first honor flight. Now here we are 14 years later.
I'm gonna cry.
There are 125 honor flights in 45 states, and we have taken 244,000 veterans to Washington, D.C.
My twos! To the right! Forward!
We think that we owe it to the veterans to give them the most wonderful experience that we can do in the 6.5 hours that we're in Washington, D.C. It takes over 100 volunteers just to make this honor flight work. There are a lot of moving parts.
Well, before we get started, the first thing I must do, and I'd be remiss if I didn't, is say to our veterans, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, a million times thank you for your service. Because of the sacrifices you all made for all of us, I get the chance today to stand up here and do this job. My countrymen, my family and I, we're free. So again, thank you. My name is Al. I'm your driver today. I've been doing honor flight pretty much since it started. And the main reason I do honor flight is to honor our veterans, the great sacrifice they make for us, for our freedoms, and protect our nation.
Our whole purpose in an honor flight day is to thank the veterans for their service, to give them a thank you that perhaps they never got when they came back.
The group leaders of Greater St. Louis Honor Flight are among the 2 best honor flight groups that I've seen. They are always attentive to the needs of the veteran. They always go the extra mile to make sure the veteran's comfortable, that they have an enjoyable day on their very special day of honor. It's just a great all-around effort from everybody involved.
It brings joy to me. I've volunteered for many of these flights. I've done this since the start. I've done about 100 of them. Yeah, I've done about 100 of them. It means the world to them, the joy that they get, just being escorted, and, they feel very important. It's indescribable.
The Korean War Memorial is right here to your right. Lincoln is behind you here. And we have the Vietnam Wall down here, okay? If y'all need anything throughout this afternoon, here in the next hour, please let us know. Enjoy your memorials.
You want me to fold that thing up for you? Are you ready?
We have 20 veterans from the Korean War traveling with us today, and we're fortunate that we have a set of brothers, the Boschert brothers, are traveling together. Both of them served, and both of them are on the honor flight with us today.
Okay, yeah, my name is Mike Boschert, and this is my cousin Nick Boschert. We're from St. Peters, Missouri originally. My father, a 91-year-old Army veteran, I'm his guardian.
Right here. All right.
He was in during the Korean War. My father was in the Army. He did his whole time in Japan. and he was in a intelligence or counterintelligence corps. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. He's having a good time. It's a good thing.
All right.
We also have, and we're very fortunate when we do have, a female veteran traveling with us.
And I have a very special presentation for Marion Landis. Is she about?
Marion is a veteran of Korea and she served in the Navy.
Here is your information.
She served during the 1950s in the Navy, served for 3 years, and she is one of our female veterans. We don't have very many of them, and we're always excited when a female veteran gets to travel with us.
I hope you enjoyed it all. Well deserved. Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
Get a nice shot. We got Rob that's going to be taking a photo of you here.
This is my 33rd, 34th flight. 33rd coming as a volunteer. 34th because my first one was with my father as a guardian. To be honest, that's a big part of what motivated me. I did not serve in the military, but it is something that I feel it is important that we do to honor those who did, and this is a great way to do it and say thank you to the veterans.
And this is where the Marine Corps Marathon starts, and this is where it ends.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 15 minutes here, just 15 minutes.
So Ruzo's our only Marine right now. So there he is, Mr. Ruzo.
Rolando Lopez is the flight director for the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight.
This is your memorial, sir. Your memorial. Your memorial. I'm gonna walk over there with you. Watch your step, watch your step.
Rolando is extremely dedicated to the veterans, which is very interesting when you consider the fact that Rolando never served in the military. But he has an extreme amount of dedication to his veterans on every single flight. He makes sure that every veteran gets everything that he or she needs all day long, no matter what it is.
Uncommon valor was a common virtue. I mean, just take a look at that. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's a tough time. About the people we lost. It's very emotional. And one cousin we got captured, we never found him. And there's others, they go on and on, who lost their lives and whatever. It's a tough one. But I'm here, so I thank God for that.
We have to go on, and the thing that we always remember. We always remember.
The whole thing has been something between you people and all this happening, and this is unbelievable. I never would have dreamt this could have been like this.
I know, it's hard, isn't it? Oof. They expect nothing and appreciate everything.
Yeah.
There are several surprises during the day, one of which is the mail call.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. At gate number 5 are 20 Korean War veterans as part of the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Today we have the privilege of escorting our veterans throughout DC, visiting their memorials in their honor. At this time, we'd like to recreate what was very special to them back in the day before email, texting, Facebook, and social media. Over the past few weeks, we have collected mail from their friends, strangers, relatives, everybody we could find. And now here at the airport, we'd like you to share the experience of providing mail call to our veterans. Thank you.
The last thing that happens is when we get back to St. Louis. The veterans think that that's the end of the day. They're expecting that they get off the plane, someone will pick them up and take them home. Well, it doesn't turn out that way. What happens is there are a group of active duty military who are lining the hallway in the airport terminal in the gate area, welcoming them back, saluting them as they get off the plane. Then there are a group of scouts, and those scouts and those active duty military people escort those veterans down the hall through a sea of flags, of 50 American flags. They go through a sea of flags and they walk into a room, and there are hundreds of their family members there waiting for them, and they are completely caught off guard. And there's a special ceremony that we call the Welcome Home ceremony that happens after we get off the plane and we come back and meet their families, present them with a certificate, and that's the end of their day.